Hey there, everyone. It's Melissa here from Abundant Love Studio. And first of all, the green screen seems to be cutting part of my head off here. So let's just deal with that later. I thought I would jump on today. I'm going to share my screen in a moment and show you some lead generation on LinkedIn without paying for premium, because I know this is a really big thing. And I know LinkedIn is quite expensive when you are paying for a pro account. I think the lowest level for that is about $60 or $69 a month. It's quite pricey, and I'm going to show you a way around it. And that you can, a few tips that you can use without paying for that. So if you're new here, thank you for joining. I am streaming this to a couple of my channels. So depending on what platform you are watching from, if you're new here and you don't know of me, my name's Melissa Mitchell. I own a marketing agency and I specialize in organic marketing. If you're new to that term, that's marketing using free strategies. So I help business owners to get seen organically, so without paid strategies. We do offer paid meta ads, so Facebook, and Instagram, and also LinkedIn marketing in my agency, but we mostly focus on organic marketing and working the algorithm so that the correct audience comes to you. If you've got any questions, drop them below. I can't see all of them. It depends on the platform that you're on, whether I can see it, because I am using software to multi-stream this. And again, depending on what channel you are watching this on, make sure that you do follow or subscribe, because I do upload content daily. On some of my channels, it is 2 to 3 times a day that I'm uploading on there. So do make sure that you follow and subscribe. I've got a newsletter as well that goes out weekly for marketing tips. If you are a business owner, you can jump on and subscribe to that too. Because I understand that not everyone can afford marketing in their business. So if you're not at that level yet where you want to pay for someone to manage your marketing, of course you can subscribe to that as well. So drop your questions below. If I can't get to them during the live stream, I will get to them afterwards. So I'm going to share my screen in a moment and show you some really great lead generating tips for LinkedIn. Now, generally, LinkedIn, I would say, is a B2B, business to business marketing platform. However, it depends on your product or service and what you're offering. Some people out there, it could be B2C as well. Some of my clients that come to me now with this kind of service, I would like to just mention as well, managing someone's social media account and lead generation are two separate things. It's different to managing your account. If you want someone to do lead generation for you, whether it's my business or someone else's, there's a lot to it. So it's a completely different service. So if you're hiring someone to manage your social media, lead generation is a completely different service. Unless you're paying for both services, it shouldn't be something that is all together, because this part is quite in depth. And the other thing that I should say as well, if you are doing this yourself, you need to understand, or if you are hiring someone to do it, you need to understand where your leads are going as well, because you can do this manually yourself or hire someone to do it, in which case you're then talking to the prospect or you're poking the algorithm in a way which I'll show you. So you're controlling where that, it's not cold DM or DMing or anything like that. I'm just going to show you how you find people. And then you can understand where those leads are going. If you're doing it from an automated point of view, which I'll show you, it won't show the automation, but sort of poking the algorithm so that it gives it back to you. You need to understand, where are those leads going? If you don't have that properly set up on your website yet, then you need to look at that before you start bringing leads to your business. There is no point going and sorting all of your social media and all of your content and starting to put out great content and great, call to actions and asking your audience to connect with you if you're not bringing your leads somewhere. So always make sure that my clients or my audience understands, when I'm doing these videos, that you do not own your social media. You do not own your followings, your followers, sorry, which means that if your account was to close down tomorrow, you have no one to market to. So keep that in mind when I'm showing you this, is that the end game. So this is a top of funnel. So this is where you're capturing people. You want to then grow that trust with people. This is not cold DMing. This is not spamming or anything. It'll make sense when I share my screen. And you can do this on any single platform. I'm just going to show you LinkedIn today. This is not cold DMing or anything like that. I don't recommend you do anything like that. It's capturing the audience's attention, but then where are they going to go? Just because they're following you doesn't mean they're going to see your content. So this is one step further. Now I'm going to share my screen. You can, each platform does this a little bit different, but the process is the same. It's just that on TikTok or Instagram or Facebook, it's just called something different. So it'll make sense when I'm sharing my screen in a moment. So I'm going to share to LinkedIn. So just give me a moment there. I'm going to share my screen. Let me go to LinkedIn. So this is my LinkedIn account. Okay, so I'm here in my LinkedIn account, and I'm going to show you now what we do. So I've gone to my profile. Your profile on LinkedIn, yes, I do have some business pages here that I'm managing. Pages are really great. Of course, I recommend to have pages, but your profile is really, really important for lead generation. So if you are wondering on LinkedIn whether you should have, it's the same as Facebook. You create on LinkedIn, you create a profile, but then you connect a page to it, but you're actually going to get more traction always through a profile, particularly if people don't know your business yet. If they need to connect with someone first to grow the trust, they're going to connect with you. So basically what you do, and as I said, you can do this on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok, on Twitter or X. I'm still not used to calling it X. On any of those platforms, it's just obviously when I'm talking about certain features of LinkedIn, the features are called something different on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok or Twitter, etc. But it's a similar process. So there's a couple of ways to do it. So here we are on LinkedIn. Now, before I do this, the other thing to mention is that an algorithm, if you remember this is going to make this process a lot easier. An algorithm is look, there are differences across each platform, but essentially an algorithm is you. The more you feed an algorithm to tell an algorithm what you want, the more it's going to give you back. So if you are scrolling on your social media, and I get caught up in this as well, if you're scrolling on your social media for, let's say, I love chihuahuas. I've got a pet chihuahua. So let's say if I jump onto my TikTok account and all I'm looking at, and I do use TikTok for business, and I've monetized my TikTok channel because obviously I'm looking for other business owners that perhaps want to connect with me. Because I've also got a digital online store and I sell digital products to do with marketing for people who aren't going to hire me to manage their social media. So that audience is more of a B2C, a business to customer audience on there. So now if I was to get onto TikTok, just say like LinkedIn, and I was to look up the wrong audience, the algorithm is going to say, oh, she just wants to look at chihuahuas. They're going to connect me with the wrong audience and vice versa. They're going to recommend me to the wrong audience. I don't want that. So you have to be very, very careful on who you're connecting with. It's like when you're on YouTube and YouTube keeps, if you've ever been stuck in the scroll hole at 2 a.m. and you're like, how did I get here? Watching Nate the Hoofman, which is a really great channel, by the way. I'm not into cows or anything like that. Never lived on a farm in my life, but I really find it quite satisfying watching Nate the Hoofman fix cow hooves. But if I've got a separate YouTube account, which is not mine for my business, that I consume all my YouTube content on, because then it doesn't matter what the algorithm says, because otherwise it's going to muck up my business account. So that's what I'm saying. The algorithm is you. So with what I'm going to show you, just keep that in mind. Always just use your account for its intended purpose. It's okay here and there, 25% of the time, to maybe look at things that aren't really that relevant. Like it's always going to show you, you can see my screen here, trending topics and that sort of thing. By the way, I can't see if anyone's commenting because I'm out of the screen, because I'm sharing it. So if you are commenting, I'll check in later and answer your questions afterwards. But the rest of the time, you really want to stick to what your ideal audience is. Okay, so a couple of ways you can do this. And as I said, you can do this on other platforms as well. So the first thing that you want to do, so let's say I want to look at business owners. Okay, so let's go maybe directors. Okay, I want to go after directors. Okay, so I enter directors to start with. Okay, so directors are first of all going to come up. So everyone who's a director, let's say I want to connect with business owners, they're the people that are going to make the decisions whether they want to use my products. So you've got to work out the type of connection that you want to make in your business. Now, this is the first thing. So I've gone to my homepage on my profile. And as I said, this is why it's better to do this from your profile page, because when you do it from a business page, you're an admin. So it's always sort of going to revert back to the admin as you anyway. And this is why it's really, really important to have that social proof as you, because I guess it'll be like AI reaching out to you. It's not a real thing. You need a real connection on social media. So that's why, do this from your own account. Make sure it's set up correctly, because, they're curious. They're going to want to click on you and see who you are when you start connecting. Now, across the top here, we've got people, companies, jobs, courses, etc. posts. So the first thing that I might want to do now, you might want to look for a specific company. You might want to, let's say you're in the health niche and you are wanting to connect with people that are connected to NDIS or a certain corporation, etc. You could click on companies, and then you could start to filter it down further. So let's say I now just want people that are directors. So I'm going to click on people, and now people have come up. Now, if I want to niche that down further, what I could actually do, or if not, I could go through and start connecting with people, or I'll show you one step before that in a moment. Or I could see who's connected to these people. So I could click on connections. Who are my first connections? So you know how LinkedIn's got first, second, and your third connections? I could click on who are my first connections, and it's going to narrow that down further. So nothing changed. So these must all be my first connections there. Now, I just, at this point, I mean, with my business, I can, I do have clients overseas, but you've got to work out where you want your business. So if I just want Australia, or let's say I just want it locally. I'm in Shepparton, Victoria. So let's say, why is that not going in? Sorry, guys. It's not letting me type that in. So just for the sake of it, I'm just going to select one of these pre-populated ones. But you could type in, Melbourne, or you could type in all of New South Wales. Say, let's say I wanted to connect with people in New South Wales or Victoria. I don't know what it's doing, but let's say I'm just going to click on New South Wales. I'm not in New South Wales, but let's say I wanted to click on that. And then it's going to, again, you can see, okay, this person's in Melbourne. So I'm not sure why it's not filtering, but usually it would filter those people out, and then you can connect further, which is really awesome. And again, I could go, okay, so let's see if any of these people work. It's just not letting me go. Okay. Maybe I didn't push show results. Okay, it was clicking off too quick. Let's blame technology for that. But now we know we've got all of these people in the Greater Sydney, or well, it's actually New South Wales, but that I clicked on that I could connect with. Now, you could go through and connect with these people straight up. Connect. Now, I don't have a pro account. I actually think it's, I don't know. I think it's a waste of money because I've got so many organic strategies that I use. So I don't bother with that. But now because I also connect, you can see here the first connections, all these, actually, I didn't click on show results because see how it's clicking off and it won't let me click on it. Show results. And sometimes people go, oh, well, they know such and such and they know these are now all my first connections. So let's say I might want to click on the type of business as well. So I might go through and go, okay, this person, well, I don't know why this person's not coming up with any connections because I have asked for first connections. But if you don't want to send them a request straight away, I might just take off that. Let me just go reset on that. Another way that you can actually do it is, let's just go here. Sorry, I don't know who Ben is. I might actually be, am I connected with him already? I don't know why that's coming up, but let's say if I'm not, I don't know if I actually am connected with him. Yeah, I don't know why this has come up, but sorry, it's probably still got that filter on. But let's say I wasn't connected with him. I could go, sorry, Ben, to put you up there. And I could start to maybe go down to some of his posts. So it's actually, sorry, because I've clicked on the first connections, it's showing my connections, but I thought I'd taken that off, but it hasn't taken it off. But let's say it's just showing people that I haven't connected with. I could actually just start to comment a little bit. If you didn't want to send that person a connection, you could just start to comment on that, just so they start to see that you're commenting. The other thing is that I try and do as well is see how it was 5 months ago. I probably wouldn't bother commenting because it was 2 months ago. I would pick something that was a little bit newer, that because it just means that they're a little bit, it doesn't mean that they're not on, it just means they're a little bit more active. So this person is, look, they're probably not someone I'd connect with. Nothing against Jay Bryce, but they're not a business owner or anything. But let's just have a look. If you have a look at, I'm just saying, for example, this is the other thing, and this happens a lot on Facebook as well. You could do this on Facebook and then someone hasn't commented for 2 years. You wouldn't bother commenting on their post. You've still got to have something that's quite fresh. A week ago isn't too bad, and then you might want to, comment on that. So you've got to be really selective with the comments that you comment on, if that makes sense. Let's go back to directors for a moment. The other thing that you can actually do is, let's just try business owners. LinkedIn for business. Oh, I can't spell there. I just want to try something. So the other thing is, see this groups here. This is another way. The Business Owners Network. You might want to join some of these groups as well that are relevant to you. So if you're in the fitness niche, you might want to filter it down and you might want to jump in. And again, you can do this on Facebook. Obviously, you can't do this on Instagram or TikTok. Twitter, they don't have groups, but they've got audio. I don't think they've got groups, but they've got audio networks and that sort of thing as well. So I don't know. You might want to, say, for example, I could jump in there and again, you could start to comment. So not only is that, I'm just going to jump out of this share. Not only is that going to start to get your account seen, what is also going to happen is sorry, I'm just laughing because someone's accidentally sent me a angry face, and I know it's an accident because it's my a team member, someone who works for me, so I know she's hit that by accident. So Maxine, I know you've done that by accident. So bless you. That's funny. We'll have a laugh about that tomorrow. Oh, hi there. I can see your questions. Professional want to join. Oh, Al, thank you so much, Al. I'm not taking anyone at the moment, but I do appreciate you asking there. Thank you so much. Hello, Nasimha. How are you? But not only is by me commenting on those accounts, and this happens on any single platform, what then starts to happen is it tells the algorithm that you are also interested in that sort of comment. So you start now getting recommended to those sorts of accounts, and those sorts of people will also start getting recommended to you. So it also has a double effect there. You're teaching the algorithm what you want to see. So yeah, that's my best advice there, and an easy way to do it. So as I said, you can do this on any single platform. It's how you teach the algorithm to treat you, to bring the right audience to you, but it's also how you find targeted leads. You've just got to work out what platform is best for you, whether it's a B2B connection or a B2C, and it's how you start to build up their network. Don't connect with people straight away and then message them, hey, I offer a coaching program for whatever, because it's, oh my God, it's highly annoying and irritating. And you have to remember that nobody goes to social media to buy. It's not that people don't buy from social media. We do. People do convert on social media, but no one actually goes to social media to buy. So you have to remember that. But people will convert, but they're not going to convert straight away if they don't know you. You have to build that trust from your audience first. So the first time you connect with someone, please don't try and sell them, hey, how are you? Hey, I've got a program. Do you want to join this? Do you want to buy this? It's because it's not going to happen. Just connect with them first, or don't. Just start connecting with their content and everything first. And look, I've done this before. I've been doing marketing and I'm all self-taught. I don't have a degree in this. I've all found my way along the way, and I've made a lot of mistakes. And one of them was the whole DM thing and everything. And I look back and think, oh my God, I can't believe I've done that before. I have been that person. And look, I was very successful at it, but now I look back and it's just cringeworthy. So just don't do that. And that's why I just don't like that LinkedIn Pro, because it gives you credits to send inboxes and mail outs and that sort of thing. And it's just like, for what purpose? It's spam. Like, when you can build it up organically, you're going to have better conversion rates, because they're in-mail credits or something they call them. And I have gotten the Pro before just to see what it's about so I can talk about it. But it's just, oh my gosh, it's very spammy. It's the same on Facebook. It's the same on every single platform. So you will get more conversions when you do it this way and you start to interact with your audience, bring them value, and they will convert naturally. The touch points on social media is so much higher because people need to you need to build the trust with them first. So a touch point is any time a consumer or potential consumer interacts with your content or your account, etc. So that can be through any of your social media channels, seeing you on Google, seeing your website, an email campaign, a flyer, whatever it is. Online, it's pretty high, 50 to 60 times before they even convert. So, downloading something, or, purchasing something or booking something with you. So particularly if you're, offering a product that is higher price, it can be really difficult. I wouldn't say difficult. It can take a lot longer to do. So you just need to keep offering that value. And I always say social media today it's like being in New York at 3 a.m. It doesn't sleep, and you need to get the attention of your audience because you are fighting against everyone else. 10 years ago, it was a lot easier to get the attention of people online. It's just not anymore. It's a lot harder, and it's going to continue to get a lot harder. So having a great omni-channel strategy, which is multi-channel, investing in your content. I don't mean it needs to be the most polished video at all. In fact, the most polished videos aren't the ones that convert anymore. It's just getting on and filming. As you can see, half my head's chopped off with the green screen. It doesn't matter anymore, guys. It really doesn't matter. Doing effective lead generation that is non-sleazy. It's don't slide into people's DMs with this. Just build up. Make people curious about what you do, so that by the time they want to they're curious about your business and perhaps ready to do business with you, they come to you. Have your top of funnel stuff, which is, like what I'm doing here. Then they can click and maybe join your newsletter. I mentioned that at the start of the video. If you want marketing tips, join my newsletter. That's it. Offer them something for free through a free lead magnet. They'll convert on their own. And that's how you'll do it. So use these tips for any single platform. As I said, you've always got to bring your people back to somewhere. Your followers are not yours. Your social media accounts are not yours. You don't own them. Get closed down tomorrow. Look what happened when, Russia and Ukraine went to war. A lot of, I don't know if it's still up and running. I don't know, but a lot of Facebook, I believe Facebook was closed down initially in Russia, and a lot of businesses were closed down and refused to do trade in there. So if you had a business, bad luck. It was just bad luck. It was really hard for innocent, and this is not a political thing. I'm not talking about, it as a war. I'm just using that as an example, as anything can happen to your social media. So if you're relying on your social media followers to run your business, which I've seen this over and over and over again, and it gets shut down, you actually have no one to market to. Whereas if you're funneling your people into an email list, you own that. So it doesn't matter what happens. If your account is shut down, and it can at any point, because you don't own it, you don't own the photos on there. You don't own the content on there. You don't own the followers. You own nothing. I know people think they own it. They don't. Oh, it's my account. No, it's not. It's not your account. And the content's not yours. It's not yours. If it's closed down, you have no one to market to. So you have to think about that. When you're doing this lead generation, where are you bringing people back to? Give them a lead magnet. Get them onto an email list. Get them subscribing to an email list. It is the only thing that you own. Yes, I own a social media marketing agency. This is what I do. But the first thing I always check when someone wants me to manage their social media, okay, well, where are you bringing people back to? I'm not going to go out there and put together a strategy for someone if they have nowhere to market their leads. You can't. You can't, because if it's all gone, well, then what do you have? You have nothing. And it's going to break their heart. It's going to break my heart, because I know then that I've got nothing to leverage to bring that person back around. I know then that they're safe. They can still market to their audience the day after their accounts are down. And it does happen. And unfortunately, it happens even when you take precaution. So, all right, guys, that is it. I hope you got value from this. Make sure, hey, Anastasia, how are you? Hopefully you're well. So depending on what channel you are watching this on, because I'm streaming this to a few different channels, make sure you subscribe or follow for daily social media marketing tips. Some of my channels I upload 3, 4, 5, 6 times a day. So do make sure you follow or subscribe. And of course, I do have a YouTube channel as well, which has even more in-depth information on that. And I have a newsletter, which I send out weekly, which offers you a ton of free DIY marketing tips for you and your business. So you can head over there. And I do have an online digital store. So if you're not up to marketing, spending the money on having someone manage your business, that is available too. So make sure you head over there. There'll be a link somewhere, whether you're watching the replay or watching live, there'll be a link somewhere you can head to that and all the information will be in there. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you. And until next time, we'll see you then. Bye.